Hank Cisco show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't touch that remote. We got a great show. What are we going to talk about? Hey, Rock, you got a ringside seat back there? Can you see me? Move over there so I can see you. Okay, now, my guest today come all the way down from Hampton County.
Northampton County.
Northampton. Well, I was north and south, whatever, you know. And that's up around Easton, right?
Yes.
Right. And he is running for judge. Commonwealth?
Superior Court.
Superior Court. You got a lot of, you know, so I make them mistakes purposely so we hit the right thing, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about making Norristown great again. We're going to make Pennsylvania great again. We're going to make United States great again. They're going to make Hank Cisco, well, we'll see what we can do. So, I'm so happy to be here at Northtown High School with this students behind the camera, great guys, you know, and they welcome you.
It's great to be here.
All right.
The students are doing a great job.
You tell them who you are.
Hank, my name's Emil Giordano.
Giordano. How many Giordanos?
There's a lot.
I got Frank Giordano is going to be here in another week, and he is the president of Philadelphia Pops Orchestra. He's going to be my guest.
All right.
And then we got Don Giordano of the radio. Philadelphia.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Dom is a great guy.
Everybody came to like you, huh? Tell me about all them mayors you know.
Well, the mayor of Bethlehem, the mayor of Easton, the mayor of Whitehall, all good guys, all good friends of mine.
Yeah, but now you met the ambassador of Norristown, okay? And I found out that I'm the only ambassador in Pennsylvania, and then they did a little research with a couple of legislators, and I got it authorized up in Harrisburg, and it's a resolution. I forget what the number is, but I am the only ambassador. I get paid weekly, very, very weekly. Nothing. I get shibudri. Okay, so, but I'm just I'm around cutting ribbons and stuff like that. But Norristown's on the move, and I'm only too happy to interview people that are running for office, you know. People dedicate their life to run for office, you know. It's tough. So I'm going to ask some questions. I'm sure you can tell me what it's all about.
Sure.
The Superior Court, we got the
Court of Common. Well, let me
go ahead, explain that to me.
If you imagine it's a pyramid, and at the bottom of the pyramid we have the Magisterial District Court, and that's it used to be called magistrates, but now they're magisterial district justices, they're known as.
Right.
They're at the bottom of the pyramid.
All my buddies here.
And they're the busiest courts. They're the people's courts.
Oh, yeah. Because they got a DUI, they got the shoplifting, they got all that other stuff.
Well, they have preliminary hearings, and they have summary cases there.
Right.
Traffic tickets,
right.
Landlord-tenant cases.
Yeah.
But they also sign warrants.
Yeah.
And above that, we have the Court of Common Pleas. Now, that's what I do now. Like on TV.
That's what you are now.
That's what I am. Like where the DAs and public defenders on Law and Order come, and the juries are there. That's what I do.
Okay.
I'm a Court of Common Pleas judge.
You're in Common Pleas Court in where? In
Northampton County.
And that's Easton?
Yeah, that's Easton. I've been here for 14 years as a judge.
Where's the capital of
Easton.
Easton, the capital?
Easton is the
capital. You know, I had a boxing team. We boxed the Easton, PAL. Yeah.
And you probably know Larry Holmes.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I interviewed him.
I see Larry Holmes all the time.
He's on your side?
He's on my side.
Oh, he better be.
Well,
I give him a little bonza. I
I
interviewed him. He's a great guy.
Larry is a great guy.
Yeah.
And then the Superior Court sits above the Court of Common Pleas.
Okay.
And then above
what kind of case did you handle?
Well, right now, the Court of Common Pleas, we hear everything from custody to death penalty.
Yes, and murder.
From whistleblowers to murder, from rape to adoptions. The Superior Court hears the appeals from the Court of Common Pleas.
In other words, if somebody don't like and wants to appeal it, don't like what the decision was, then it go to Superior Court.
Correct. In family law, criminal law, commercial, almost every type of case except governmental cases, they go to the Commonwealth Court.
Oh, okay.
So it's Pennsylvania Superior Court is actually the busiest appellate court in the entire country.
Yeah, so why do you want to get involved in that?
Well, you know, I have been, 14 years I've been on the bench.
Oh, good experience, good.
And before that, I was a lawyer. I was an assistant DA. assistant public
You were a
defender.
DA?
Oh, yes.
Assistant DA?
An assistant public defender, private criminal defense lawyer. I was in practice for 18 years in the courtroom.
Man, and you look like a young guy.
Well,
here.
I
Ready
feel
to-
like a
look,
young
I'm gonna
guy.
give you a
I feel-
fight.
No, I don't want to fight.
Put you in the ring.
I don't want to fight you.
I'm
going to
put you there. Let me see. Get you there. You were a assistant DA. You were a lawyer. Got everything. So he's a boxer. That. Okay. Okay.
Well, you're the second guy in about 3 weeks who challenged me to a fight who I'm afraid is going to beat me. I was with Louis Bizarro up in Erie, another famous boxer.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And he challenged me too, but I wouldn't fight him either.
No. Just no. You know, that's why they make tomahawks. But tell me something about you.
Well,
You grew up.
Let me tell you, a little bit different than most people who are running for judge. My parents weren't born in this country.
Where were they born?
My mom and dad were born in Italy.
What part?
My mom is from Naples, and my dad is from Caserta.
From where?
Caserta, Benevento area of Italy.
Benevento.
Benevento.
That's near where?
It's in the central part of the country.
All right. So my parents are from Sicily.
I've been
Right, yeah,
I've been to Sicily.
You've been to? Oh,
I've been-
my God.
Beautiful country.
Yes.
Beautiful
You know,
mountains.
And now
beautiful green.
and I have a lot of Greek friends, and there's more Greek runs in Sicily than there is in Greece.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
Because the Greeks were there. And one thing about Sicily, you know, they had everybody want to fight a war. They go there and fight, but they did not destroy the buildings. And then when you go, I remember I was with my son, and he knew a lot about history before he went. That is Greek. That is Roman. That's Egyptian. That's architects. See, so that's something. But like some towns after the war, they knocked all the buildings down. But
Right.
but there's a lot there. The seashore, the side.
And the beautiful mountains.
So, all right. So
Well,
they were born there.
They were born there in 1955.
My parents were born there,
Oh.
Sicily.
Okay. What year did your parents come here? Do you know?
Oh my God! All I know, I was born November the 9th, 1923, in Brooklyn, New York, on a Friday afternoon.
I was born in Brooklyn, New York, too.
Oh yeah, what part?
In Bay Ridge.
Oh, I was near the bridge. What do you call it?
The Verrazano?
Yeah. No, not the Verrazano. They wasn't even built then.
The Brooklyn Bridge.
The Brooklyn? Yeah.
Or the
Oh
cross-
yeah, near the Brooklyn Bridge.
But
I was there.
I'm lucky I lost the
Yeah,
accent.
Myrtle Avenue.
Myrtle Avenue. I've been
Yeah.
to Myrtle Avenue.
Myrtle Avenue, and my cousins come over and they say, chocolate ice cream cone, chocolate,
And water.
Myrtle Avenue, That's New York talk. Right, Rock? Right, okay. All right.
Well, they were born there, and they were.
I mean, when you were born in Brooklyn,
Yes.
and then where'd you go then?
Well,
Where did your parents take you?
They were factory workers, and they saved some money, and they moved to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania in 1972.
Oh, Bethlehem.
And they went into the pizza business. They
What
left.
kind of bakery?
The pizza business. They were in a pizza business.
Pizza?
Yep.
You still?
Yep. They still do the pizza business.
They still do pizza?
Well, my dad's dead, but my mom still does it with my sister.
Oh,
and
my God.
My brother-in-law. So they're in the pizza business.
And then that's in Easton?
well, in Bethlehem.
In Bethlehem. When I get to Bethlehem, I'm going to stop over there and get some
Absolutely,
pizza.
absolutely. And I'll make one for you myself if you want.
Oh, my God.
So I went to high school in Bethlehem. I went to Bethlehem Catholic High School.
Bethlehem?
Yeah, and I went to Moravian College at Penn State, and I graduated from Villanova Law School, 1985.
Villanova. Well, you bounced around right around this area.
Yes,
so
yes.
You're a Pennsylvania guy.
Yes, I was lucky enough to be at Villanova when they won the national championship in basketball.
Oh,
the first
Marcelino.
time. Yes.
Yeah?
I remember seeing him
Yeah,
walk
he
through
just
the gym.
passed away not too
Yeah,
long ago.
What a great guy.
I interviewed him and Tommy Lasorda, and they were, one was saying he's a Mundalez, and the other guy was Sicilian, and they're going back and forth, But, yeah, so you're running for this office, and you got a lot of support. I mean, to see all these mayors from all these towns in that area.
Well, I have a lot of support statewide, too. I've gotten not only have I got traditional, I'm a Republican, but not only have I got traditional Republican support, but I got labor support across the state.
Oh, good.
So things are looking good for me.
Yeah, you
Things
know
are
any
looking
good labor electricians?
Yes, I do. I know a lot
Well,
of good
tell one to
electricians.
get in touch with me because
All right.
I was at the electric show at St. Titus, and a priest was sitting next to me, and I said, "How's things, Father?" He says, "All right." He says, "But my electric in my church is not doing too good in St. Titus." I said, "I'll see. Maybe I'll get in touch with the electricians union." I know when Mother Teresa came to Northtown and opened up a shelter, I contacted the building and trades, and there was the convent was vacant for 10 years. The plumbing was bad. They had about 14 coats of wallpaper, and I got the building and trades, plumbers and painters and all. Oh my God, they did a great job, you know, and they still there at Chester and DeKalb Street, Norristown, and Mission, Mother Teresa. Now she's a saint. So I can say I saw a saint. I'm not a saint, but I saw one. I was there. I took a picture of her, right? All right. So go ahead now. Tell me what else. Tell me about yourself.
Well, you know, I have two sons. I have a 21-year-old son who's a senior in college, and I have a junior in high school who's a very good basketball player.
Basketball.
Yes, and I'm a baseball coach and a basketball coach. I've been doing that for 12 years.
You did.
Yes, I did. And I'll tell you what, I ran.
Basketball and baseball.
Yeah, I coached both of them.
That's a combination.
I know, but you know what? You got to go where your kids go. I was more of a football player myself in high school.
Oh yeah.
But-
You're big on that.
Well, yeah, I wish I was a little smaller.
Yeah. My father didn't want me to play football, but I played anyhow, and I played at Stewart Junior High School in practice. I fell down, on my shoulder, and I dislocated my shoulder. They called the ambulance, and I'm like this, my shoulder's out of place. I'm in the ambulance, and as I'm getting out of the ambulance in the receiving ward, it went back in place. Oh, my God, but the pain was there, But no more football for me.
Well,
Boxing, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot safer, right?
Yeah.
I also ran the CYO program at our church in Notre Dame of Bethlehem. I ran the sports program for a couple of years, and that's been the hardest job.
Catholic church.
Yeah, it's been the hardest job I ever had.
Uh-huh.
Running the CYO sports program with all the parents complaining all the time, but it was good.
And your wife, you had an emergency or something. Was everything all right with it? Everything okay?
Oh, yes, thank you for asking.
Yeah, something about you had to come back home?
My mom.
Yeah?
My mom was taken to the hospital.
And
she
you
passed-
stopped everything and went back.
Well, she passed out in church.
She all right?
Yeah, she's okay. Thank you.
Well, God
Thank
bless
you.
her, right.
I didn't know I told you that.
Yeah. Well, I got hearing aids.
Yeah, she's fine. She was in the
I
hospital.
hear 90% of what
day,
you're saying.
For one day, but my dad's not around. I'm the oldest son.
Oh.
So thank goodness. And my sister was in Italy, actually. My sister was coming back from Italy that day.
Oh.
So I had to rush there as soon as possible to see what was going on.
Yeah.
But she's okay.
You're a man of all reasons.
Well.
Let's make Northtown great again. He's going to make Pennsylvania great again. Okay. Now, you have a committee working for you?
Yes, I do. And I'll tell you, somebody you probably know is the head of my committee,
Who?
Justice Sandra Newman.
Oh yeah, I know her.
She-
When she was a county detective. I worked with her.
Well, and she was on the Supreme Court of
Yes.
Pennsylvania. She's
Right.
the chairperson of my campaign, Sandra
Yeah.
Newman, and Bob Freeberg. He's legal counsel of my campaign, and I have people from all over the state
Yeah.
helping me out.
I'm so
Things
happy
are
for
going.
you.
Things are going well for me. Things are going well for me.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I think I got the highest grade possible by the Pennsylvania Bar Association.
Oh, that's great.
And
when you get your own people, when you got, like, if you're a policeman and the policemen like you, you work, you're policeman's policemen, the friends, it's great, and you're not coming in there with, pushing in there because you got a lot of money or you got a lot of friends.
the same
And
two legs.
That means a lot.
The same two legs that brought me here today are the same two legs that got me where I am in this life. No one in my family has ever been involved in politics. No one in my family was a lawyer. My parents didn't even graduate from high school. So I was the first in my family to go to high school.
No, you're the only one that went into this kind of
Yeah,
politics.
my mom and dad, my dad, God rest his soul, he didn't understand it at all why I wanted to
He
do
made
this.
the pizza.
Yeah, he worked his whole life. He was a working man. And my mom, she worked too. My mom still works in the pizza place.
All right, now you were explaining about the court. Now you said the Superior Court, and then
The Supreme
Commonwealth?
Court. Supreme Court. Supreme Court's above that.
Where's the Commonwealth come in?
Superior Court and the Commonwealth Court are on the same level. They hear cases. Commonwealth Court hears cases that come out of the court complex that are related to government.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lady up there with that green dress. She got a question here.
Okay.
And the question is, what are your greatest strengths as a judge?
Okay. My greatest strength is I got the highest rating by the Bar Association possible. I was a DA, public defender, private lawyer, 18 years in private practice, and I've been sitting judge for 14 years. I would say I'm uniquely qualified. There's no one who's running that has
Wouldn't
the
even come
depth.
close.
They don't have the experience that I have,
Right.
and the life experiences that I have,
Yeah.
of trying everything from murder cases to whistleblower cases
Right.
to medical malpractice cases.
Well, okay, I got another question for you.
Okay.
Get ready, we've got a half-hour show. I'm going to hit you with a lot of questions here.
All right.
Here's the guy with that there hat. The guy with that hat. Take that hat off. You're inside. What do you want to be? Why do you want to be a Superior Court judge? You are common pleas court now, judge.
Well,
Why?
I think it's the natural progression. I know that I can positively affect the evolution of the law by serving in the appellate system. I've been in the courtroom as a lawyer. I've been in the courtroom as a judge.
In other words, both sides of the case.
Yes,
In other
all,
words,
all three sides, all
right,
three sides.
You defended, and then you
Prosecuted.
prosecuted, and then you were a judge. Oh my God, you got the whole three.
I got it all. And I'll tell you what, the Superior Court, if you let me finish, is a error-correcting court.
No,
So
oh.
I have the experience to know when people have gotten a fair trial.
Somebody screwed up along the way,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yes. When someone's made a mistake.
Well, that's what they call an
affected-
appeal or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what would I call that? I guess you would call that recycling. That's a recycling court. Right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. That's like this one funeral director. He says, "I'm a funeral director. I bury all the doctor's mistakes." No, but that's not there. There's another one here from this one guy that's walked. Wait. Don't leave yet. Okay, sit down. Right. What are the most important criteria for a judge? What is the best? And you got it.
Number one is patience. You have to let people be heard before you judge.
Yeah.
Number one is patience. Number two is the ability to assimilate it all. And number three is to not let your own personal feelings
Yeah.
fit into it.
But that's hard to do. Isn't
It is hard to do.
You
It's
know,
hard to do. Because judges should be following the law, not making it up.
Right.
Judges should look at the law as it's written and apply it.
Right.
Judges shouldn't be making the law up as they go or having their own personal opinions enter into their decisions. In my humble opinion,
Yeah.
a judge's function is to strictly interpret the law as written by the
Right, and that's
legislature
their
and
job.
follow the Constitution.
Well, I have, like you say, you have experience in that. I put 27 years with the Northtown Police Department, 13 years as a county detective. So I was on both sides. I worked juvenile, and then, I worked with murder cases and the whole bit, and it's the same thing. I have Dr. Verghese is shown by the first responders and policemen, the first scene of an accident where there's blood and bodies ripped apart, and sometimes that stays with them. And it's tough. And same thing with a judge that has to listen to this where there's a vicious rape or a murder or something. And you got to listen to that. You got to look at the pictures. You got to look at all that there evidence, and you have to be fair. And you have all that experience,
Well, Well, let me say what's very difficult for me is I deal with a lot of custody cases. And to be honest with you, the criminal cases have been very easy for me. But when I'm dealing with small children and parents that can't get along, and I have to figure out how to arrange custody for the best interest of the children,
Yeah.
those are the cases that keep me up at night.
Yeah.
The criminal cases, the civil cases, they bother me a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But the cases involving children,
Yeah.
those are the ones I stay up at night and I can't sleep over it because I know what it's like to have children.
Yeah.
And when you love your children, these are hard decisions to make. And what we've seen a lot of lately is the elder abuse. And I say that, theft from elderly people.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
It is an epidemic.
Yeah.
And can I say one thing good about myself?
Go ahead.
I am the only judge in Pennsylvania to require that guardians be certified. That if you're going to act for a guardian in my county of another person's estate, you have to go through a certification process where we're going to do a criminal background check on you.
Right.
We're going to do a credit check on you. We're going to do interviews. Because if you're coming into contact with people's money, we want to make sure that you're not going to take that,
Right,
you
right.
rip them off. And every day we open the paper, we see this now, right?
Well,
Well, let me say what's very difficult for me is I deal with a lot of custody cases. And to be honest with you, the criminal cases have been very easy for me. But when I'm dealing with small children and parents that can't get along, and I have to figure out how to arrange custody for the best interest of the children, those are the cases that keep me up at night. And what we've seen a lot of lately is the elder abuse. And I say that, theft from elderly people.
you know, you touched on something that, you know, a judge is listening, and my grandson is a policeman now in West Norton, you know, and I was so happy to find out that he followed through, and he's doing good. But I give him a little advice. I says, 90% listening, 10% talking.
Yes.
Until you find out who you're talking to. When I went from from the Northtown Police to the county, I was, oh yeah, Papa, I know, but it's a whole different ball game when you're working it's politics and everything in the courthouse, you know. So he says, oh, don't worry about that. The next thing you know, about a month later, he's in training there at the academy. He says, Grandpappy says, you're right. I said, I told this guy this, that. Next thing you know, everybody knew about it. I said, well, now you learned. I'm glad you learned in the academy. Don't wait till, you know, something happens.
Yes.
But I think we have great judges in Montgomery County.
You do.
I'm telling you, I
Like
know
Steve
a lot of
O'Neill.
them.
Like Steve O'Neill is a great judge.
Oh, yeah, he's for drugs.
I know Steve O'Neill and I went to baby judges school together. So we came on at the same time. And Steve Rogers, you had
O'Neill?
O'Neill, Tom Rogers, another one of your judges.
Yeah.
And Judge Del Ricci.
Oh yeah, he's going to be on my show here on the 30th.
We just saw him in Norristown.
Yeah, you were
I was
one
sitting
of our
next to him.
honored guests at the Hello Columbus
Yes,
celebration.
yes.
You know, and you were a speaker last year.
Yes, that was a great opportunity.
Yeah,
I love coming
yeah.
to Norristown.
Well, people love you around here. You know,
Well, it's
I
a
don't
gr-
love us. I mean, they like you. You know,
It's a great town. It's a great town.
Yeah. And
When I went to Villanova, I used to come through here all the time. So
Oh, yeah?
this is
what's your favorite food?
my
You're on the
favorite.
run here, there. You got to be in Bethlehem. Got to be in Pittsburgh.
My favorite food when I'm on the run is protein bars because you don't get them all over yourself when you're driving. But my real favorite food is pizza.
Oh, naturally. That's
It's my favorite
That's
food.
a full course meal.
Yes,
You put the
yeah.
pizza, you put the mushrooms, you put the
Hamburger.
right, whatever. All right, so now this election is what, November?
November 7th, 20 days away.
That's Pearl Harbor Day.
Yes, and my birthday's the next day, so you don't have to buy me a present. Just vote for
November-
me. 8th is my birthday.
November 8th?
Yes, the day after Election Day.
November 9th.
Really?
Yeah, it's a holy day. It's my birthday.
Well.
And my birthday is Joe Rizzo, fire commissioner. He was
okay, all right,
birthday on
all
the
right.
yeah.
That's funny.
And October 23rd is Frank Rizzo's birthday. So I got a lot of, you know, I was a pallbearer for Frank Rizzo,
Oh, you
very
were?
close with him, you
Okay.
know. In fact, we're going to have a little fundraiser for Joe Gale. We're in Ambler, and they're going to feature about Frank Rizzo, and they asked me to say a couple things. I was pretty close. I was part of his kitchen cabinet. We used to meet at his house every Saturday, you know.
Oh, okay.
And he would be there like, it was almost, he's like the Pope. He'd sit at the head of the table, you know. And I would bring some pizza or things from Norristown, and everybody. I had a Jewish guy who was his right-hand man, and the other guy, and everybody would, one more guy was Jewish. He would bring Jewish food. I would bring Italian food, you know. So it was League of Nations there.
It was a good morning.
Every
It was a
Saturday,
good-
you know.
that's a good
It was,
morning.
Frank Rizzo's kitchen cabinet, you know. And Carmela used to say, why don't you just go outside, you know. But no, it's great. Carmela's still home, and she's bedridden, but she's doing good. I keep in contact with Franny, and so everything is moving along good. Now, you're two. I would like to talk about your kids. Your
Okay,
two.
all right.
Tell me something about them.
Well, my older son wants to be a medical doctor.
He wants to be a doctor.
He's in his last year of college, and hopefully he's going to be a medical doctor. And my youngest son, Caden, is a very good basketball player.
What's his first name?
Caden. C-A-D-E-N. Yeah, I know.
What? What kind of name is that?
Well,
Who picked that one?
my wife did. My
Oh,
first
yeah?
my first son is Joseph after my father,
Oh.
and the second one is after
Oh, yeah. Italians, they always say name it to the father.
my
Yeah.
father. And the second one, my wife picked that name.
Yeah.
Caden. It's a nice name. He wants to be a lawyer. He wants to be a
Oh.
lawyer.
He wants to be a lawyer.
He wants to be a lawyer. So Hopefully we'll have a doctor and we'll have a lawyer in the family. We respect doctors in my
Well,
family.
he could take up all of the, what they call malpractice cases.
November 7th is a very important election.
Right.
I know these elections don't get a lot of publicity because there's no governor, there's no senator, no president.
Right.
But let me say to you, in my opinion, this year's election is very important because judges are elected for
Right.
10-year terms. And then they run for retention. So when you elect a judge, you're basically electing a judge for a lifetime.
That's right.
And 1/3 of the entire appellate courts of Pennsylvania is up this year. So this is a very important
yeah.
election.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you hear that? Now everybody get out and vote. All right, I got another one from the balcony. What are the challenges of being a judge?
Well,
What are challenges?
Well,
What do I mean by that?
Well, what you mean by that is that sometimes you have to be able not to be, I'm trying to think of the appropriate word. When you hear the same thing over and over again, it's hard not to get hard and not to care anymore because you hear the same. It's called hearing fatigue because, you have people come in and complain and they complain and they complain. And you have to be able to take a breath and say, this is a new case, this is a new person, this is a new problem, I have to treat it fresh. So I think judges have a problem with fatigue in the sense that they're always hearing the same types of things. You have to stay fresh with your work
Right,
and realize you're making, I'll tell you a little story. I have a young man who is interning with me. I teach in college too. I teach Moravian College. I've been doing that for 14 years. So I teach one class every semester. And I have a young man with me who's an intern with me at the courthouse. He told me, and he's in my class at Moravian, he was one of the boys in my office. I did his custody case when he was 7 years old.
Wow.
And he remembered. And that's why he took my class at Moravian.
Oh, my God.
So these are life-altering decisions that you're making as judges. And it's sometimes you have to realize you're making a decision that people have to live with.
Follow through
For their whole
rest of their
life. Whole life, especially when it comes to children. So it's important to stay fresh. It's
Right,
important to stay
right,
fresh.
right. You read this one.
All right. What would you tell someone who is coming before your court? Okay. Dress appropriately, number one.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah.
Shave. I can't tell you how many people come to court, looks like they're going to the gym
Yeah.
and they forgot half of their clothes. And their hair is not combed and they're
Yeah.
not shaven. And I think to myself, you're not taking this very seriously. Now, you don't have to be dressed in a suit because some people can't afford a suit. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
that. But don't be wearing, clothes that I know cost hundreds of dollars
Yeah.
and have everything sticking out
Yeah.
and not shave and don't comb your hair.
Yeah, yeah. I had, when I was in juvenile court, we had a kid that got beat up by a group of kids, and he came in to go to juvenile court. He had a T-shirt on. I went and bought him a shirt, But
Well, I had someone come out of court once. She was wearing a shirt that says, "Do you want to be my sugar daddy?" That's what it said on her shirt, and I was sitting there looking at the shirt, and you can't help but think, what are people thinking? They don't really care. They're not taking the process seriously.
we had, when I was a policeman, I had a case, and Judge Groshans was the president judge. He was tough. Everybody, he was tough on every lawyer, And somebody would come in and put their coat over the bench. Get that coat off there, One lady come in with Bermuda shirt. Get out of my court. Oh, he was
Well,
tough.
how they come dressed now, sometimes you really have to.
All right, here's
wonder.
another one from the balcony.
How do judges interact with each other? I am very lucky.
How about that? Yeah,
I'm very
that's a
lucky.
good question up there. I
I'm
like
very
that.
lucky. I serve with a wonderful bunch of judges in Northampton
That's
County,
from Richard up there.
and we are very casual with each other. We know each other very well. We were all contemporaries.
You exchange
Yes.
information.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, I'm campaigning across the state, so there's a lot of times I get called to Pittsburgh, or I get called to Butler, or I get called to Erie. My judges that I work with help me. They cover for me when I have to go. Like today, I'm on vacation this afternoon. I have a vacation
You
day.
cover up for each.
Yeah, but if I had something, they would cover up for me because, not cover, but cover for me.
Yeah, no, cover, right. I got to give you some things here. Here's me when I was a policeman. So I want to tell you that I had the experience of being able to meet with
You had really good hair back then.
Here's another picture here, me throwing Muhammad Ali out of the ring. Muhammad come in and grabbed the microphone from Dave Zinkoff, and I grabbed him, threw him out, and he's saying, "I'm the greatest, get out of here." And another one here. And I want you to give this here that used to be Sheriff Lowley.
Yes.
I understand his son is running for judge up in...
His son Paul is running for the Commonwealth Court.
Okay.
And he's a great guy and he's a great candidate, Paul Lally.
Okay, I know he's great. All right, and then here's another one. I was a motorcycle policeman. You can show this to Judge Lally. And here's another one here with me and my brother Tony. I was boxing amateur and professional. And I got another call from the balcony. How can we find out more about your campaign?
Well, I'm on Facebook.
You're on Facebook.
I'm Facebook, and it's Emil Giordano for Superior Court.
Go ahead, explain it.
Emil,
I'll hold it, you
just
explain
put my
it.
name in. I have a Facebook page. You can go on there, find a lot about me. I also have a website, and I have to look at the address because I don't have it memorized. It's www.emilgiordanoforjudge.com. emilgiordanoforjudge.com, one word. I would suggest to you that if you would compare all the candidates running this time, that there's no one whose credentials stack up to mine. There's no one who has the amount of experience.
I see that.
And the endorsements. Not only do I have elected, and you saw this, I have elected Republicans supporting me, but you saw my Facebook page, all the Democrats that were supporting me also.
All right.
So,
all right. You got 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
30 seconds to go.
Okay.
And here, I got some boxing gloves
All
for
right.
you. You box with your opponents. That's over there. Okay. And I got a little gift here. You take this here, thanking you for coming on my show.
Thank
Okay?
you. Thank you.
What else? Anything else?
Well, I'd like to say,
All right, here's another thing with my friend. How about this? Frank Rizzo. Law and order, okay? Here we go.
well, I was endorsed by the Pennsylvania State Police. I've been endorsed by the FOP.
A lot of endorsements, state police
Yes,
too.
yes.
Right.
All-
So, ladies and gentlemen, the 30 minutes is over. I'm a great friend here, and he was a judge. I was a policeman. I was a county detective, and I'm a former boxer, referee, and everything. So we got two men that have been through life, and we're continuing to do. Like, thank God, the good Lord's taking care of me. I'm 93 years old.
God bless you.
November the 9th is a holy day. Everybody go to church. It's my birthday, okay? Right, ready. So, until we meet Judge Giordano.
Thank you for having me here. I had a
Okay.
great time. I learned we're both
All right,
we're both
let's
born
go.
in Brooklyn and we're both born in
Here.
November.
Allah salute.
Allah salute.
To your health. You got
you.
your health, baby. You got everything.